once again from Gentleman Jim the Tailor, the brother from Harlem with the high school education, now working in Harlem. I start this day as I got hired at Ori's Custom Tailoring. I started this day because he asked me, could I start this day? So I said, sure, I can start right now because, as I said, I got a family now that I have to take care of. The money's going to be right. It's closer to where I live. Oh boy, I couldn't ask for a better scene. I'm going to be doing tailoring, alterations. Now I get a chance to work side by side with a man who is a businessman. And he told me he would teach me how to run a business. All I had to do was watch him. That's all I had to do. So I gave me a little assignment to do, and I worked it. He looked at it and said, this is very good. So now I'm working. And I'm working where I wanted to. Apprenticing under a master tailor, because Mr. Walls, Ori Walls was a master tailor, a creator. I'll tell you about his story later on. But I want to tell you how that first day went. I'm working, and now it's getting a little late in the afternoon. The door swings open, and a gentleman popped his head in to ask Ori what time he was going to be in, because he wanted to stop in tomorrow to see and get something done. Oh, he opened the door, and he peeped in, and he said, Brother Ori, he said, you know, what time you going to be in? I'd like to stop by. My eyes lit up. And I'm saying to myself, as I looked over the door, that's Jackie Robinson. Now granted, he had been retired out of baseball, but here's the legendary great Jackie Robinson, who is a client of Ori Walls, Ori's Custom Tailoring. And he got Jackie Robinson as a client. And I said, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. But yes, it was true. So, as that day went on, Mr. Scott came in. Now, Mr. Scott was the other part of Ori's. When I say the other part, he had worked for Ori's for a number of years. He was originally from Barbados, but he too was a master tailor. But he was an older person. And I found later on they used to always rib him, but he came in later in the afternoon and he worked late at night. Okay, so I got to talking to Mr. Scott as we're working along. Ori's up front cutting out garments, which I found out later on he shipped downtown to be a sample. So he's cutting out work, and now I'm starting to talk to Mr. Scott because we were kind of off a little to the side. I mean, Ori could hear what we were talking about, so I mean the place was only so big, so you could hear what was going on. But Ori was busy doing what he had to do. So I'm asking Mr. Scott, I said, he has Jackie Robinson as a client. I'm ecstatic. I'm so overwhelmed. You gotta understand, I'm 20 years old. I had been to see Jackie Robinson play baseball when I was in the Cub Scouts. I'm like, oh, I don't know, 6 years old or something to that effect. We go to Ebbets Field when the Dodgers played baseball still in New York, and I go see the great legendary Jackie Robinson play baseball against the Cubs. I never will forget it. Dodgers won 4-5. But as a kid, you know, this is somebody you'd always heard about, the great Jackie Robinson, breaking the color barrier, being the first person of color to play in the National Baseball League. So, but I saw him, I'm up in the bleacher seats, you know, what we call the nosebleeds. And you know, he's a little figure on the field, and I'm watching him. Now all of a sudden, there he is. So I asked Mr. Scott, I said, you think maybe I could meet Mr. Robinson with you? I said, oh yeah, he's very personable. You know, so I'm so excited. I can't wait for the next day to get around so I can meet the great Jackie Robinson. So I asked Mr. Scott, I said, well, who else does Ori have for a client? Oh, he said, oh, he got half the Apollo Theater comes to him. I said, what? I had been across the Apollo Theater many, many times. When I was a kid, first moved to Convent Avenue, like I say, I had a little side hustle, me and my partner Joe, giving out the leaflets, the flyers that they pass out, telling you who's going to be at the show. And at that particular time, we didn't get paid for that. What we got was admission into the Apollo Theater, and we got a little coupon, a little snack coupon that we could use at the concession stands. It's only 35 cents for the snack coupon, but you can buy a lot of stuff for 35 cents in those days. That was my closest encounter to celebrities back then. And that was only because I was in the audience. I didn't know them or be able to go backstage or even to shake their hand or anything like that. And now Mr. Scott is telling me that half the people at the Apollo Theater were clients of Ori Walls. Could you understand how excited I was to get a chance now to, as they say, rub elbows with these people because they came into this man's tailor shop? I didn't know at the time just how famous Ori's Custom Tailoring was. I mean, this is my first day. This is my first time meeting him, first time meeting Mr. Scott. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I'm just excited. So I worked, and as the day wore on, it was time for me to leave. Now, understand, like I say, my money's tight because I hadn't worked in about a week. The monies that I had, I'm trying to stretch it as far as I can until I get paid from Ori. So I did a bold move. I asked Ori, I said, Ori, look, I explained my situation. My wife's having a baby and money has been a little tight. I only work for him a couple of hours during the course of the day. So I said, you think maybe I can get an advance? Now, I never asked anybody for an advance before because I just never had to do it. But I said, you think I can get an advance until I get paid Friday? I said, sure, no problem. He said, I like you, your work is good. I know you'll be because you see, they always looked at, if you got a responsibility, you're going to have a responsibility to your job too. That's what he taught me early on. He said, at any rate, he reached in his pocket, a pocket full of money. You know, everything was cash then. Nobody used credit or debit cards. Everybody had cash. They didn't use checks or anything. He paid me. The first time he paid me with a check, only because. But that's okay. So he reached in his pocket and he gave me a $50 bill. And I said, here. He said, this is a present to you so that you and your wife don't have to worry about money anymore. He said it to me just like that. Awfully strange, you know. I'm looking for $10, $20. Give me a $50 bill. And he said, this is a present, meaning I didn't have to pay him back. I said, no. I said, I want to pay you back when I get paid Friday. He said, no. He said, this is a gift to you from me. I'm saying, wow, this man just meets me for the first time today. He's allowing me to now expand my horizon in the tailoring field, and he's given me $50. Nobody ever gave me $50 before. Matter of fact, I don't know anybody who gave me anything prior to that time in my life. So at any rate, he gives me the $50. I get home, I can't wait to tell Barbara Jean. Barbara Jean, you're not going to believe this. I got a job, because I had told her I'd gotten a job when I first got there and called her. I'd be home a little late because I wanted to put some hours in. I said, you're not going to believe it. Ori gave me $50, you know, and that'll help our budget, what we had, you know, to stretch, first of all, till we get to Friday, let alone after Friday. We had to first get there. Like I said, I hadn't had a whole lot of money back then. When we got married, I really didn't have anything when we got married, but it's okay. So then I told her, I said, you're going to believe who came in today She said, who came in? I said, the great Jackie Robinson came in. Now she's excited. Wow. She said, you think you're gonna like that job? I said, I know I'm gonna like this job. Because first of all, it's in Harlem. This is me. This is my life here. I said, it's on 125th Street. I said, it's down from the Apollo Theater. I said, and he has all of these clients from the Apollo Theater. I said, I don't know who I'm gonna meet next. I said, wow. So we're excited. So I had my dinner that evening because she always had my dinner ready for me. She was a good woman. She still is. And then we did what we did because, you see, number one, we didn't have a television. We just barely had enough furniture to get what we needed. And that was nothing more than really a bed and a little kitchen set. And in the kitchen set, it was just a little two-seater that we had. And I had a radio. Had a little green radio with the big sweeping sundial on it, you know. And after I ate, while we were talking, we would turn on and we would listen to the shows that they had on the radio. We listened to the Green Hornet. We listened to the Shadow. We listened to the Lone Ranger. These were the shows that they had on the radio back then.